Welcome to this week's edition of the Fordham Ram Roundup with the men's soccer team, A-10 Championship Edition. We're here with head coach Jim McElderry. Jim, a big 3-2 win in the quarterfinals over Dayton. You're heading back to the A-10 semifinals, fourth straight year. How does the team feel going into this A-10 semifinal on Friday?
I think we're just happy to still be playing. It was a really tough game. I thought Dayton were very good on the day. It was a tough pitch on the day, so I think it was just a game where there was a couple of mistakes on both teams, and as we said to a bunch of people, it was really who scores last and could you hold on to it. So we're just happy to be moving on and heading back to Dayton, and we know we've got a tall task playing UMass. They've had an unbelievable season, but we're looking forward to being in the semifinals, and as you said, it's the fourth year in a row, and all the credit really goes to the players.
Saying giving credit to the players, one player scores the game-winning goal on Saturday. Yannick Luba always seems to come up big in the A-10 championship. He's now scored in all four of the last A-10 championships. Can you talk a little bit about him as he steps up his game in the big spots?
Yeah, I think it's his biggest strength, really, is his self-belief. He's got a ton of confidence and realizes, even when things maybe aren't going as well as he would like, he knows he's got that quality in him to change the game, and we've relied on that for the last 4 years, and I didn't realize he had scored in every A-10 championship until you mentioned that, so which is really an incredible stat for someone to always be able to step up and score an important goal, because all those games are very tight, as you know. So, we need him to do well. We need a couple of our players to really step up in those big moments, and we've had that all year long, so that's why we're successful right now.
Out of the teams remaining in the A-10 championship, all four ranked in the top 34 RPI-wise for possible NCAA soccer bids if you don't win the A-10 title. What does that mean for the league to have four quality teams going at it this weekend in Dayton?
It's fantastic for our league. I think it's something that the coaches in our meetings, we talk about a lot, trying how do we improve our conference so that we can get more than one person in the NCAA tournament, one team in the NCAA tournament. So I'm really happy that it's worked out this year, and it's also nice that heading into the semifinals now, we've got teams that win or lose. Hopefully they don't really take themselves out of contention. There's no guarantees. We all know that, but I think it's good that our top teams in terms of RPI are playing in the semifinal, and it gives all teams have a chance to potentially advance into the NCAA tournament, which for all of us playing college soccer, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get into the NCAA tournament. So we'll see how it all shakes out at the end, and I'm hoping that, come Monday, all four of us are in the NCAA tournament.
First things first, though, Friday afternoon against UMass, the number one seed. You just saw them last week at their field picking up a 3-2 win. How, for having that recent, memory of playing that team, does that make it easier? Does it make it tougher? On top of the fact that you've already played on this field already, what type of advantage is that to have the recent memory of playing that team and playing on this field?
I think playing on the field is a little bit of an advantage for us, and just in terms of being familiar. We were just there, and in terms of practicing and game day. So I think that's nice. The travel isn't great, but we're happy to be heading back there. In terms of playing UMass, it's funny. We're so familiar with all the teams left in the tournament right now. So we've played all of them this year. So playing them last week, I don't think it makes much of a difference. I just think that all the teams know each other so well. We know each other's strengths. I don't think any of the teams are going to change much going into it. It's just really about rolling the ball out there and who can make plays, who can defend set pieces, who can score on set pieces, and really, as you said with Yannick, come up with a big play and a big moment. Those are that team ends up advancing. So I think all these games, these two semifinals, are going to be incredibly close, and then I expect the final, whoever advances, to be close as well.
All right, well, thanks for joining us, Jim, and best of luck on Friday and hopefully on Sunday, too.
Thanks for having me.
Be right back with our player interview with Matt Lewis. Here with our player interview with senior defender Matt Lewis. Matt, fourth straight year now, you guys are in the A-10 semifinals. What are the feelings going forward after that big win over Dayton last week?
We feel confident. That's one of the most important things for us, is we feel like we can do it, and we've done it before, obviously. So moving forward, it's just moving with some confidence and trying to get back to some of our roots that we've had at the beginning of the season. Defending hard, scoring timely goals, and that's what we've done. So very confident.
All three teams that are remaining in this tournament, other than yourselves, you've seen all three this year. You get UMass first on Friday. You just saw them last week on Wednesday at their place, beat them 3-2. what are the feelings going forward with that particular team that you have beaten them, but you know they're going to want revenge, being the top seed and being in that first semifinal game?
Right. That's always an important thing, because when UMass just played St. Louis, and if St. Louis won, we would have had a big bite to eat out of them. You know, so they're going to present some new challenges to us that we didn't see this last game against them. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a completely different game, new field. There's a lot of things that we got to prepare ourselves for. So it's just about getting prepared.
Is it an advantage to have played on Bajan Field already? Once that you've already kind of gotten used to that field, because that field took a beating last week weather-wise, and you guys have already seen action on it. You know, does that really help your team going forward?
Yeah, for sure. Always being comfortable with the environment's a massive advantage for us. So we discussed that, and we're going to hope to use that experience to our advantage.
All right, Matt, thanks so much for joining us, and best of luck on Friday.
Thanks, Scotty.
That'll do it for this week's edition of the Fordham Ram Roundup A-10 Championship Edition. Special thanks to Jim McElderry and Matt Lewis for joining us. Fordham in the A-10 Championship semifinal on Friday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. against UMass. Game will be streamed live on the A-10 network. Live stats will be available through the Atlantic10.com. And as always, you can follow on Twitter at Fordham Soccer and follow all the A-10 action. If the Rams do win against UMass, they would play the winner of VCU versus Rhode Island on Sunday afternoon. For the Fordham Ram Roundup, I'm Scott Kwiatkowski, and we'll see you next time.